Today we're going to take a look at calculating out the federal income tax that you need to withhold from various gross wages, paychecks, and how we do that. This YouTube is going to take a look at how do we use the wage bracket method, which is basically the IRS tables in your Circular E, also known as Publication 15. And so here we have a list of various employees, what their W-4 shows as far as their the marital status they're claiming and how many allowances, and their gross wages and how long their pay period is. So we're going to go through and figure each one of these that can be figured through the wage bracket method. Then the ones that can't, that need to be figured by the percentage method, we'll take a look at that in the second YouTube. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first one. S. Rames, he's single, he's claiming single 2 and $1,040 of gross wages, and he's paid on a weekly basis. So let's see if we can calculate the FIT that needs to be withheld. You're going to go to your IRS website, and what you want is your Publication 15 if you don't already have this downloaded and printed, which is helpful to have downloaded and printed in a binder where you can easily get to it even if you don't happen to have internet available at the time. But if you're looking online and you've gotten to this Publication 15, notice that it says Publication 15 and Circular E on here, and it has the date. This is for the use in 2014, and that's what we want. Each year, of course, you'll have that year's Circular E. It's available by the beginning of January. Alright, if we go down through here, we see all the topics that are discussed in the Circular E, and then there's the page number that you find it in blue, which provides a link, and how to use the income tax withholding tables is where we want to go, and so we would click on that page 41. And it starts out with the percentage method, which we will discuss in the next YouTube. So I'm going to skip through that, and that's a few pages. And here we start with the wage bracket tables, and the first one is for single persons and weekly payroll. Now, our first one that we were looking up for the practice problem was single and had a weekly payroll. So we're on the right spot. He had $1,040 of wages, and again he was single with 2. Okay, and so we're going to scroll down till we get to the 1,040. Okay, and here we have 2 lines which have 1,040. This line which has 1,030 to 1,040, or we have the 1,040 to 1,050 line. And as we had discussed in the instructions that's on your home page of ACC 150, we're going to take this second line because 1040 is at least 1040, but 1040 is not less than 1040, which are the headings at the top of these first 2 columns. Okay, so, and then of course also across the columns are the numbers that represent the withholding allowances. Okay? He is single with 2 allowances, so we're going to use that allowance column for the 2. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and you can see that there's an allowance for 0. So the 2 allowances is the 3rd column over. So when we get down to where it says 1040 to 1050, we decided we were using that row. We're going to go over to the 3rd column for 2 allowances, and that's $133. So I can go back to this problem, and the answer to that would be 133. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. A Forrest has single 1, 2190 weekly. Okay, so we're still in the single pages. We only have 1 allowance, and we have 2190. So I got to keep going farther down. Now I'm into the next page, is the married page. So the very tail end of the single page, the last thing that I have is 1240 to 1250. And it says here, if it's over 1250, then you have to basically use the percentage method. So we're not going to be able to, for A Forrest, to be able to use the wage bracket method. So we will talk about A Forrest on the next YouTube. The next one is P. Harley, and we have 2810 on a bi-weekly basis with married this time and 6 withholding allowances. So 2810 bi-weekly, married 6. Okay, so I have to first of all find the bi-weekly. We're still in weekly here. So we need to keep going down till we see it says here we go. Here's where it says bi-weekly. The single pages are always before the married pages, and we need the married pages. So there's 2 single pages, and here we go. Here's the married bi-weekly. And we wanted 2810, and with 6 allowances. So 6 allowances is the 7th column over. So let's take a look for the 2810. Here we go. 2810 fits in between 2800 and 2820. And then this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 7th column is the 6 allowances, and we have $201 there. So we go back, and we're going to put in $201 for P. Harley. Okay? The next one is H. Palmer, who has 3315 on a semi-monthly basis and claims married 4. 3315, semi-monthly, married 4. Okay? So I have to find the semi-monthly pages here. Starts the semi-monthly pages. There's a couple of singles. And we get to the married. Okay? So now I need to look for the 3315 and then married 4. I get down to the second married page, and 2920 is the highest number it goes to. So I'm not going to be able to do the 3315 with the wage bracket method. I'll have to do that with the percentage method. So let's go back and take a look at the last one. That's R. Tranks, and who is married 3 and 5070 on the monthly. Okay, monthly 5070, married 3. Okay, so again, I'm going to Scroll on down. Here starts the monthly. There'll be a couple of single pages. Here's the married, and we want 50/70. Okay, so 50/70 is going to be in between 50/40 and 50/80. And we had married 3. This is the 0, 1, 2, 3. So that'd be $430. Okay, so it's fairly simple to use the wage bracket method. We just have to be careful about making sure we're in the correct pay period. We look up the gross wages, especially if it happens to be on 2 different lines like that first one was. We have to have the correct row, and then we carefully go to the correct column, and there's the number.